Ivy,
Sure.
you're live.
Pam's here. Jeannie won't be. They've had enough.
I'll go home.
Done yet, so now you know.
I was home.
You are? No, 76. You're just a child. Yeah, just a baby. Dan turned 74, so he's kept it. No, not yet. Don't worry about it. Hey, Joanne, I changed my mind. Yes, yeah. Testing, yeah. And we can announce each other as we go. Did I just turn it off? I think you're taking it.
It's the background of that always red.
All that shifts in at the winter. And then we'll get a fifth member. Oh, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Let's get this in the right place. It's in the short mode, everybody, so it just slides up. So, welcome to the Unitarian Church of Lincoln Spring Congregational Meeting. Huzzah! I'm Judy Hart, President of the Board of Trustees. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. We have so much to be thankful for. We have our own copier in-house, but guess what? It's broken. It just broke. So if you don't have a copy of the, what's that thing called on the front?
This thing,
Yeah.
the annual report.
If you don't have a hard copy of the annual report and you want one, share right now with somebody, and then we'll have some more by the end of the week. They probably won't get into fix it until maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. The other thing is that means you don't have a bunch of agendas in your hands. If you have an annual report, the agenda's in there. So, and I have one copy up here, so if you don't know when you're speaking, you might come up and just peek over somebody's shoulder or just invite the next person up, okay? All right, so as we begin today's meeting, I'd like to call on the collective wisdom and energy of those who've gone before us. The church leaders and congregants who came together in business meetings like this for more than a century. We have this place because of them. They made difficult decisions that reflected the resources and the culture of their times. We too will be remembered, or forgotten, as a little blip on the timeline of what is and what will be the Unitarian Church of Lincoln. So please keep open hearts and minds as we proceed. Today we'll hear reports from key leaders, and we'll vote on the minutes from the winter congregational meeting, share the plate recipients, the ministerial search committee, and the board of trustees candidates. Today's business meeting does not include time for comments, questions, or concerns. If you have comments, questions, or concerns, please reach out to me or any board member directly, or attend the board meeting on Tuesday, June 10th. That's this Tuesday at 7 p.m. All board meetings are open to you, and there is a time at the beginning of the meeting for you to have a say or to ask questions, so please come. Let us begin with our opening words and chalice lighting. Reverend AJ has the opening words, and Allison will be doing the lighting.
This is from Stephen J. Crump. It's Song for the Unsung. You make the coffee, set up the tables, and organizing the cleaning when the rest of us have gone home. You know where the brooms and supplies are kept. You run to the store in the nick of time. You find the great stuff to sell at the auction. You remember to use I language. You speak passionately with a clear voice and listen with open-mindedness. You consider your tone when you speak. You say you want to be part of the solution, part of the healing, by hanging in there. You come up with new ideas. You gracefully accept the group choosing someone else's idea. You step up to make the extra contribution. You make welcoming room for others. You acknowledge children and are happy to be around them. You hold a child, hold a confidence, and hold a hand. You go the extra mile, contribute the extra dollar, and give the benefit of the doubt. You know that church life is all about relationships. And because you know this, your spiritual discipline of forgiveness is always at hand. You, with your presence alone, offer holy companionship. You accompany others in their dark night of the soul. You do what you do because you can. You often wish you could do more. You labor not for praise or for a song, but for the good in doing the work. But we sing this song of praise for you, the unsung in our church. And our hearts are glad in the singing because we know the many things you do. We appreciate you very much.
All right, Karen, I think you're going to lead us.
Okay, I'm not Julie, obviously, but she was consultant. And so when we talked, we said, well, the good one to do is one that we actually did 2 years ago. So you know this, so I'll just get started and I'll shout out the main verse part when we get to it, but you know this. You've got to sing when the Spirit says sing. We've got to sing when the Spirit says sing. When the Spirit says sing, you've got to sing, oh Lord. You've got to sing when the Spirit says sing. 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 Do. We've got to do when the Spirit says do. We've got to do when the Spirit says do. When the Spirit says do, you've got to do, oh Lord. We've got to do when the Spirit says do. 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 Vote. We've got to vote when the Spirit says vote. We've got to vote when the Spirit says vote. When the Spirit says vote, we've got to vote, oh Lord. We've got to vote when the Spirit says vote. 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 Spirit says what? Vote. Starting 11:30 online.
All right, it's up here tall, and that would be for Floyd, right? Yep. Here, look at this, magic.
Morning, I'm Floyd Wickenkamp, Secretary of the
Angle it up. Tilt it up.
I'm Floyd Wickenkamp, Secretary of the Board of Trustees. Wanted to invite you to all to check the minutes of the winter meeting. They've been reviewed by myself and by Judy and by Mary Sommermeyer, but we want to make them right. If there's anything you feel is incorrect, please let me know, and we'll make the corrections. Thank you.
Jason, you're up next.
I'm up. I'm gonna bring it down to more Jason level. Well, hello everyone. Good morning. This is the treasurer's report for our 6 months of our fiscal year. During the past 6 months, we finalized our budget for our fiscal year 2025. We've worked hard to make sure our budget shows who we are and how we support the ministries of our church. The budget is a living document, and it is something we should all be proud of. We're not afraid to make changes that suit who we are right now. I think from this point forward, we can use the example we've worked on to create future budgets and reflect the right size of this church. With that being said, we are now 5 months, well now 6 months into our fiscal year, and we're doing great. Now there's no other slides from the town hall, is that right, or I'm just curious.
Well, let's see what
I'm just, that it? Okay, good. I just want to we had in the town hall, I had a little things, so if you were at the town halls, you had a little bit more extra, but that's okay. I'm just going to read it through. Our income right now is right where it needs to be. One thing we look at income is where we are in pledging. And right now, the money we get from each and every one of you is where we're ahead of it. We're ahead right now in what we're giving from this time last year. Because of the giving that we are doing, we're already past 50% of what we budgeted for this year of income on pledging. Let's keep that momentum going, all right? Now, the other flip side of income is expenses. So we're doing a great job in how we spend our money as a church. As of our last expense report from April, we were 29% through the year, and we've only spent 24% of our budget. Not bad. I want to thank each program who has a budget line that has been conscious about where they are in their budgets. We have filled the 3 openings that of our staff that we did put in our budget for that time frame of them having our new staff members. We've accomplished a lot with what we have, and we are fully aware of how we do it financially. Also, during the past 6 months, we've worked hard with the CIC. Now, if you don't know what the CIC is, that's our Capital Investment Committee. They recently changed their name from CIC to CIC as they were referred to as LUF. They've been busy this year already. They've held a forum right here, and on who they are and what they do. They've asked the board to change our mix of money that we have invested in Vanguard. With recent changes in the economy, as we know the economy is kind of crazy right now, it was agreed that we needed to have a more diverse mix of how our investments are to help lessen the drastic changes our economy will be going through. With this change, we've already seen how this has helped us. For March 2025 to April 2025, in just that 1 month, we had a decrease of our investment by only 0.5% because of this change. Where if you take a look at the S&P 500 stock index, it had a decline of 1.1%. That's a big win for us. So great job, CIC. I want to acknowledge Mark Schiffler, who was the lead of our CIC. If anybody else in the CIC is here, go ahead and please stand up. I want you guys to be recognized. Mark back there. Colleen, so please make sure if you have questions about CIC and what they do, speak to a board member or the CIC member. They'll be more than happy to talk to you. The other thing is that you might have seen in your mailboxes is notes from the CIC about the anniversary fund. The anniversary fund is very important to this church and has served us well to have this money to help us with smaller cost improvements for our church. Please take some time to look on how you can engage in this program throughout the year that we have. We also just completed a very successful 2020-25 auction. The leadership of Barbara and Karen keeps pushing us forward to doing better year over year. This year, we raised over $13,000. The final number is yet to be accounted for yet, but what amazing, because of that goal, we had of 10,000, 1,000 more, we had 1,000 more than we did last year. For example, 99 people this year participated, from our community participated in this year's auction. 9 church committees, groups donated to this year. Gina and LaVon Hamlin solicited over 75 donations from outside the sources for just the raffle alone. One big increase was Tasty Treats, and boy, it was good. Last year we had 45 donations for Tasty Treats. This year we had over 100. That's an amazing improvement. Great job for engagement for us. What an amazing job to help us fundraise for our church and be looking forward to the fall. I think we'll have something going on for the fall. Keep your ears open. One of the things we have been working on is our gift acceptance policy. We've updated the language and also the form that is needed to help with gifts, which is currently still in process on that form. This is how we get gifts monetarily from members and former members of our church. This was so desperately needed. And then we have had some donations this year, which I believe in your report, in the president's report, talks about that. Another thing we have worked on this year was work with the Program Council, the board, and the CIC to help make a path for requests for money to be used to benefit our community. We have seen the fruits of these requests. We have a new area for children to play in out front. We also just approved, and it's installed, our current hearing loop here in this building. That is such a great 2 things that we've done. And you know what? There will be more to come as we continue working through this process. But this was done with a hard work between our leaders of each area of our church. I especially want to thank Heather Hillhouse, Michael Stratman, and Harry Heifer for their work in navigating these pathways to help us make it a better process. This has been a long time coming to make sure this pathway for request can be done with more ease for the future. I also want to announce that as of last board meeting this month, the board accepted the request to have Alyssa Hawk start her journey to become the new vice treasurer. Well, Lisa Hawk, please stand. Wave your hand. She's our new vice treasurer. I want to close this report. I want to take a moment to say thank you to this wonderful community I've served over the past 3 years. I haven't done this job alone. I have had so much support for over these years. I have never served on a board in any capacity, and it's been a very eye-opening and supportive process to help be a part of this leadership of this church. There are so many people I want to thank. I would like to thank Mandy Bonnie Herman, who was my partner in learning what it was like to be a treasurer. I want to thank the presidents of the board who helped lead me and push me to make sure what we have completed throughout each and every year that I was in this position. I want to thank the 2 pastors who helped me guide me in this position. The staff, I can't say much more for the staff. We have in the office, as well as the Dazzlers, help me understand and to work with to make sure that the numbers are right each and every single time. The board members who have helped support me through these years, the congregation who challenged me and asked great questions to keep me on my toes and to help make sure we are transparent. One thing I didn't mention is part of the financial team is our annual giving campaign process. I want to thank Judy Kelly and our current 2 right now, Elle and Christine, who are currently working through our annual giving campaign process. They did a great presentation during our town halls. If you didn't see that presentation, I highly recommend speaking to them or any one of us, of the board members, to find out what we're doing for the annual giving campaign. This is now a year-long process. We want to make sure that we do everything we can to do everything right. So I want to appreciate those 2 for what they've already done this year. Thank you so much. And finally, Karen Heifer, these past 2 years, learning and supporting me, and is ready to take over the treasurer position. Karen, thank you so much. The future of our church looks brighter with all the hard work our community is doing. I'll be around to help and work in other ministries we have. Because I was just tapped on the shoulder by Oscar in 2022 to step up and help, I've been forever grateful to be part of this wonderful community. I cannot wait to see what we will do next. Thanks for allowing me to be your treasurer. Come on down, Mark Stratman.
Okay, let's get this up for the Bible. Okay. My name is Michael Stratman, a member of your Board of Trustees, and I am here today to tell you a little bit about how voting will work. As in years past, voting will occur by virtual ballot. The ballot information is being sent to every voting member through email, even as I speak. To be a voting member, you must have signed the membership book more than 1 month ago. Those unable to vote online may collect a physical paper ballot from the church office after this meeting and complete it immediately, or return it by Tuesday, June 10th at before 11:30 a.m. Please remember the church office is closed on Mondays. Voting will remain open for 48 hours starting today at 11:30 until Tuesday, June 10th at 11:30. Results will be announced in the e-blast on Friday, June 13th, and on Sunday, June 15th, as a part of the announcements. A reminder, the issues that you are voting on include approval of the 2024 Winter Congregational Minutes, the board candidates, the Ministerial Search Committee, and 10 Share the Plate recipients. If you have any questions about this process, please ask me after the meeting or reach out to Jean or Wendy in the church office. Now we will have Joanne come up and our next component. Thank you.
I am Joanne Lanning, Chair of the Nominations Committee, and my pronouns are she, her, and her, so thank you. According to our church bylaws, the task of the Nomination Committee is to recruit candidates for leadership positions to be elected by the congregation. The Nominations Committee includes Erica Berkey-Rios, Shelley Fowler, Elle Stratman, and me. My responsibility today is to bring forth 3 church members that our committee has nominated to serve on the Board of Trustees. The board consists of 9 elected voting members in staggered terms. 3 voting members are elected each year for a term of 3 years beginning in June. The 3 nominated candidates that you are voting for had the opportunity to introduce themselves at recent town halls and in a June Beacon article. If you missed either of those, you could read their bios on the governance page of our website, and you can access that by clicking on the link in the email that you received from the church office yesterday. The candidates are Jeannie Brooks, Pam Wakeman, and Charles Wooldridge. Jeannie's not here today, but Pam Wakeman is. Would you stand, Pam? And Wooly, would you also stand? Thank you. We thank them and for their willingness to serve on the board, and we ask you to support these individuals with your vote. Next is Sue.
Hello, I'm Sue Goebel, a member of your Board of Trustees. I am in my 2nd year of a 3-year term. My pronouns, I have never chosen pronouns, but you know, make it clear who you're talking about, and I'm pretty willing to go along with it. Once a year at our spring congregational meeting, we vote for 10 local organizations as community partners for the upcoming church year. Leaders from the chosen organizations are invited to speak at a Sunday service and then receive all designated checks and online or text donations during the month, as well as the loose cash in the offering plates on that day. This year, 35 organizations were nominated. You can learn more about each organization by clicking on the Share the Plate nominations link on the governance page of our website. You will notice that some organizations are highlighted in green. They have been nominated but not selected in the last 6 years. Those organizations highlighted in blue are first-time nominees. The number in parentheses indicates how many times the organization has been chosen as a Share the Plate partner since the 2019-2020 year. Thank you for your nominations and for your vote. I would like to call Melody Vaccaro.
Good morning. My name is Melody. I serve on your board of trustees as the vice president. I am here to introduce the ministerial search committee. So our bylaws tell us that the purpose of the settled ministerial search committee is to present a candidate to fill a vacancy in the position of settled minister. The committee consists of 7 church members proposed by the nominations committee and the board, and approved by the members at a congregational meeting, which is all of us who will vote online, and you should have a ballot in your email. The search committee's members serve until the search is complete. The UUA Settlement Handbook offers detailed guidelines for forming a committee. This free handbook is publicly accessible and can be downloaded from the UUA website. The board adhered to these guidelines and presents these 7 church members for your vote. Do we have ministerial search committee members here? Can we stand up? I think a good number of you are here. Thank you all for willing to serve us all in this big ask that we're asking from you. You're voting to approve the entire ministerial search committee as proposed by the Board of Trustees. Please vote yes to accept the slate. Leslie, you're next.
Good morning, I'm Leslie Ryan, I'm a member of the Board of Trustees. It is my privilege to present this year's Unsung Unitarian Award. The Unsung Unitarian Award is presented annually by the Board of Trustees based on nominations received from the congregation. This award is established to recognize and affirm those members whose actions inspire, support, and express Unitarian Universalism in the Lincoln Church. The nomination letter for this year's Unsung Unitarian describes the nominee as an individual who has consistently contributed in numerous ways over several decades. This person is highly involved with music, having sung in the choir in various small groups over the years. They've been a significant leader in the RGL, now Lyceum programming, as a teacher, organizer, and committee member. They are a major part of the monthly coffee house hosted at church. When there was a drama club for the children, this individual played an integral role in the process and provided a calming presence for the rest of those involved. This individual participates in rallies, meetings, social events, and supports other members. They are one of those steadfast volunteers who perform their duties with minimal drama and abundant joy, making their contribution sometimes taken for granted. I cannot think of anyone more deserving after so many years of dedicated service to this congregation. This nomination was submitted by Julie Anderson. Have you guessed? Our Unsung Unitarian for the 2025-2026 year is Shelley Fowler.
Normally, you would get a wonderful, beautiful laminated sign for the parking space. But as you just heard, our thing is broken. So this is your wonderful sign. Because we make do, so sorry. And know, as you asked me this morning, you cannot help sing to yourself. Because you are unsung, but we can't leave you unsung. So we're going to do this really well because I've got some great singers on both sides. So there's two parts to this. So one part goes, and this will be your part, so listen carefully. You have done wonderful, marvelous, what am I saying? You have done marvelous things. Praise to you. Try that. You have done marvelous things. Praise to you. So keep that in mind. Now you guys, do you have done marvelous things? Praise to you. You have done marvelous things. Praise to you. Okay, so we're going to make this work, right, Shelley? Just for you. Okay? So we'll get this side going first, all right? You have done marvelous things. Praise to you. You have done marvelous things. Praise to you. You have done marvelous things. Praise to you. You have done marvelous things. Praise to you.
Boy, I'm not sure how you follow that. So I'm Marcia Cedar. Okay, I know. How's that? Is that better? Yeah. I'm Marcia Cedardahl. My pronouns are she and her. In my report as the program council chair, I picked out a quote that I thought was very appropriate. And it is, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. And that's from Helen Keller. I believe the quote sums up the past year. This is what the privilege of what I have sharing with you today. I just wanted to give you a real quick, brief overview of the purpose of the program council, and it's to address the operational issues of the church. The program council shall be comprised of 6 liaisons to clusters of committees, activity groups, and task organizers with similar functions. The program council shall be led by the chair, whose selection is set forth in the church bylaws. This year's program council work is done by 6 clusters, each led by a great cluster liaison. And this year, I've had the privilege of working with the following leaders. Abby Lindbergh McDowell was youth programming. She's now on staff, so her position has been replaced by Kim Zeman, who is, I believe, in Colorado. Barbara Pearson has done facilities cluster. Angie Foss, outreach cluster. Bob Hawk, Sunday services cluster. And the adult programs cluster, Judy Kelly was in the position, but it's now vacant. Barbara, Angie, and Kathy will be finishing their terms on the program council, and Abby's now on staff. In addition, I would like them to stand up if you're here. Thank you so much. And then I also wanted to acknowledge the kitchen cleanup crew, because they continue to do amazing work all the time. And I also want to especially offer my sincere congratulations and support from Kathy Disney, because as she took over the reins, as I still struggle with my grief. So thank you, Kathy, so much. Today I'm representing the 6 cluster leaders and the members and leaders of the committees and task force groups. We have done a lot of accomplishments this last year, and I'm so proud of them. And these are some of the things we included that I'm so proud of. Staff are invited and have been attending and participating in our monthly program council meetings. It was decided early on this year that we would focus our meetings on the goals that we set, and they were narrowed down to 5, but 4 of them we are still working on. The first one is to become more purpose-driven with a clearer understanding of what the program council does and how it should function within the life of the congregation, and to act with that purpose in mind. Secondly was to spend more time in meetings on broader topics and problem solving, and reporting is done mostly in writing. Third is to re-examine our program council policy to see if it's still accurate and relevant for 2025. And the fourth one is to review the org chart to make changes. Boy, that's one of my, that's been, and we've got it almost done, you guys, to make it more accurate and to simplify the visual structure to make it more understandable to everyone. Because I don't know if you've looked at it, but it's kind of overwhelming. It won't be too much longer. And then there was a 5th goal, and that was to complete the required self-evaluation. In my report, I have that it will be done before the end of the year, but it's going to be the end of the summer, so we've moved that up a little. And our monthly written reports are still very important. They're submitted to me, and then I share with the cluster liaisons and the board of trustees. And the annual reports that everybody did, and they're all wonderful, are also posted on the church website under the members and under the governance tab. A joint retreat, hybrid meetings. We started having hybrid meetings in April of this year. So as long as I have somebody to help me, because I'm a little challenged on that end, we've been doing both Zoom and in-person meetings, and want to continue to try and have them in person as much as possible. A joint retreat was held with the Board of Trustees this year to focus on the ministerial church search. It was so helpful, and I hope we continue this dialogue and communication. There was a workshop that we coordinated this spring where cluster liaisons and their committees and task force organizers were invited, as well as the Board of Trustees and anyone else who was interested. The purpose of the workshop was to talk about the program council structure, how well it's working, as well as moving forward, and the ideas for the coming church year. The revised organizational charts and policies were discussed, and the work continues, and we're getting closer on those. We also created and approved a funding pass document to be added to the program council policies. And the cluster liaisons, you guys all did a wonderful job of reviewing the financial documents and staying within your budgets. So there just are so many more wonderful accomplishments I could mention, but let me finish by saying how proud I am to represent this talented group and be a part of this congregation. I've almost made it all the way through without crying. I would like to close with this quote. Love is the power that holds us all together and is at the center of our shared values. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. That is from Article 2 of the UUA. And I do believe Reverend AJ is next.
So whenever I write something, I like to put a title on it. So the title of my report is "The Luster of My Novelty is Diminishing." Could you say that with me? The luster of my novelty is diminishing.
It's getting brighter.
So, time flies when you're having fun. Looking back over this past year, we have been reimagining the future of the Unitarian Church of Lincoln, not with rose-colored glasses, but with reality. There is new energy everywhere. I enjoyed getting to know all of you as we continued building this beloved community, and I can barely see. As your interim minister, I will always be a temporary footnote in your story. This is your church, and your participation is vital. I'm not here to tell you what to do, even if you wanted me to. But I believe that we worked very well together this year as we listened to each other, set our priorities, and completed many projects. And I am grateful to all the committees, leaders, transition team, board members, and especially your president, Judy Hart, who met with me every week, sometimes more often, to keep this show on the road. It has been a pleasure to work with all of you. Your wide-ranging knowledge includes a deep history of the church, a transparent approach to building consensus, and ongoing personal connections with almost every member. The worship associates have been central to our goal of creating meaningful Sunday services, and I've been inspired by collaboration with Chairperson Kathy Disney and the many speakers and musicians as we celebrated the Wheel of the Year. I hope that we honored some of your sacred traditions while also exploring some new ideas. So thanks to everyone who helped out on Sunday mornings. It takes a village. I'm deeply indebted to your congregational administrator, Jean Helms, for her excellent work in organizing and supporting the mission of this church. I met with Jean every day, and I have a good appreciation of how important her role is in the life of this beloved community. Jean co-operates. I don't know if I just made that up. Co-operates. So operates with this organization with a talented and dedicated office assistant, Wendy Hesterman, and an energetic group of volunteers known as the Dazzlers. Give them a round of applause. Dazzlers. I admit, first I wondered, what is this whole Dazzler thing, you know? But now I know that our shared ministry would be much less effective and robust without their support. A whole list of things that we got done. I'm not going to go through that. But you courageously made some difficult decisions this year. And I want to keep holding that up, to right-size the budget, to prepare for stability and future growth, to hire 3 new staff members. Stephanie Herrick as membership coordinator, Abby Lemberg McDowell as youth ministry coordinator, and Julie Enerson as music director. It is a very good team. Also, reinvigorating the music committee and the welcoming committee have been highlights for this year. I look forward to working with you next year on our next set of goals. The Unitarian Church of Lincoln is truly a place committed to becoming a loving community, uniting reason with spiritual exploration to transform ourselves and our world. Have a great summer. And the people say, Amen.
I know there's something to be said there, but I'll keep my mouth shut. So, hi again, I'm Judy Hart. I'm the president of your board of trustees for the next 50 hours or so. Yeah, who's counting? My pronouns are she, her, and hers. I've had the good fortune to serve as your board president twice in the last 3 years. It has been joyful and challenging. I tried to listen with respect, communicate with clarity and kindness, and not everyone saw it that way. But being a leader comes with its own special discomforts. So recently I encountered an intriguing story involving a bear and received advice about optics. All good advice, thank you so much. During a recent correspondence with our interim minister, Reverend AJ, a phrase he used resonated with me, and I quote, "Voluntary leadership in a voluntary organization is a shared and cooperative enterprise, not a personal exercise in religious ambition," close quote. Our Unitarian Church of Lincoln is mostly a volunteer organization. I deeply appreciate our members and their volunteer leadership. They are the individuals who say yes when asked. They are the people who see a need or a possibility and bring it to life. I have immense gratitude for our current board of trustees, the program council leadership, and our staff. Allison Starr, Peg Pelter, Melody Vaccaro, Floyd Wickenkamp, Mary Kay Stillwell, Sue Goebel, Leslie Ryan, and Michael Stratman. Marcia Cedardahl, Bob Hawk, Kathy Disney, Barbara Pearson, and Angie Foss. Jean Helms, Wendy Hesterman, Stephanie Herrick, Abby Lemberg McDowell, Julie Anderson, and Reverend AJ. So kindly rise for acknowledgement and applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think that's the optic we want. Almost everybody in this room said yes to something along the way. So, you know, when we're not together, we think, oh, it's somebody's getting farther along than I am. And it's like, everybody in this room is doing something remarkable. We can't do it alone. So I shared highlights of the major church activities from June to December at the winter congregational meeting, and those highlights are in the minutes we are voting to approve. But here are a few more, and please bear with me because this is a lengthy list, so save your applause until the end. So, we welcomed interim minister AJ. We had a successful annual giving campaign followed by budget reality. We agonized over justifying our priorities with our staffing. We evaluated and reimagined our current program areas. We complied with the IRS Fair Labor Standards Act. We received financial gifts from the Maxey, Spidell, Sing Sass, Ferguson, Weymouth, and Brazil families. We embraced the Soul Matters monthly themes. We received the 5 Practices of Welcome Renewal Congregation honor for 2024, with congratulations from the UUA on our ongoing commitment to LGBTQA+ welcome and inclusion in and beyond Lincoln, all thanks to our diligent church members. Note, and you've heard it multiple times today, the UCL Welcoming Committee is active again, thanks to more volunteer leaders at our church. A stalwart team of 4 church members became the transition team and held 4 transition town halls to listen and collect information. We had another successful church auction because of an excellent team of volunteers. Note, our generous UCL bakers created many tasty treats. Special thanks to the Memorials Committee, who bring comfort to grieving families by providing food after memorial services. An inventory of UCL's technical resources is being created. The visibility team got stronger and is more visible. The gift acceptance and personnel policies were updated along with the personnel handbook. The Capital Investment Committee continues to manage our investments on behalf of the whole congregation. A newly installed office phone system triggered alarms and disabled the front door entry code system. The issue was resolved with the assistance of our church members. The carpeting in the entire church building was thoroughly cleaned, not by our church members. But it needs it again already. So, Sunday service, coffee service resumed with special thanks to more of our church members. Board members from Omaha Second Unitarian Church attended the winter board retreat via Zoom to help us understand the process they recently completed to call their minister. Both UCL board retreats were open to all interested church members with special invitations to the program council. You can see these things are noted from different lenses all through this system, which is remarkable. The Green Sanctuary Committee continues to lead the fight for climate justice in our city and our state. Our website is getting better every day, thanks to the focus of our admin director, Jean. There's a note. Our next minister will look at our website to learn who we are and how we prioritize our message to the public. We continue to have beautiful newsletters in print and online, thanks to resolute and creative volunteers. A hearing loop was recently installed, thanks to the persistence of another church member who saw it through from request to installation. Is anybody wearing one of those headsets right now? What you need to know, even if you aren't hearing impaired, that if you wear one of those headsets and it has a thing that hangs around your neck and then you can plug your own earbuds into it if you want. But it also has, Harry's pointing over there. I tried it out the other day when Cheryl was here to show us how it works, and it really amplifies, and I don't have any hearing loss yet, but it really amplified anything that goes through the microphone. So when everybody comes up to this microphone, it's not just to be heard, right? The people online can't hear you unless it goes through the microphone, but also the people who are on the telecoil system, they only hear what goes through the microphone. So, you know, as much as that's a pain in the butt sometimes, just understand it's not just about you. Okay. The west-facing playground was resurfaced and a shade structure was created. No one did that alone. Our pulpit is decorated with flowers every week thanks to another group of church volunteers. We are greeted every Sunday by more volunteers, and we get to enjoy beautiful artwork in the gallery thanks to another team of volunteers. How many people belong to this church? What? There must be like 10,000 volunteers. We live our mission and vision publicly with our Share the Plate community partnership. Our relationship with Justice in Action and with our Indigenous relatives continues to grow. Note, UCL organized 165 people to show up at the May 1st Justice in Action Nehemiah Assembly. I have to remind you, there's 27 other churches, and we're probably in the lower, for size of churches, we're in the lower end, and we traditionally bring in the most. So if you notice out there on the old altar, there's another award. We just won the 52-1 award again this year, third year in a row, which means that we bring our average Sunday attendance is about, about 130 between in-person and online, and we brought 164. So that's pretty amazing. I just want to shout that out from the mountaintop, you said earlier. As another note, in July, our Sunday services and midweek learning opportunities will focus on our Indigenous relatives once again, with a special focus on the Oto Missouri tribe. And Mary Kay and I are both going to the summer encampment. So in Oklahoma, so to learn more. So we'll have lots to share when we come back. Back to my notes. We have fully staffed program areas with remarkable individuals who are collaborating with our volunteer committees to make UCL the place we want it to be. Note, the Personnel Committee helped with the hiring process from checking references to attending interviews on their own time. The Program Council committees, choir, and small group ministries offer church members and friends numerous opportunities for engagement and participation. The Office Dazzlers continue to dazzle as they complete the mighty list of tasks they accomplish each day. I said that with vigor. Yes. I'm getting to the end, that's why I'm celebrating. A team of board and nominations committee members canvassed all of our church members to see who they would like to nominate to serve on the ministerial search team. That took some time and some effort and it was great talking to people. I will say I enjoyed the whole process. And my last bullet on this list of accomplishments is we continue to ponder the question, what is the right size of our church? So it's been quite a year, and now it's time for applause. Woo! For each other. I'm going to end with a couple of quotes also. This is Mahatma Gandhi. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Another quote, this one's Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. So thank you all. I'm going to invite Melody Vaccaro up for our closing words and Allison Starr to extinguish the chalice.
Our work has just begun. Please take a moment to become present, to pause, and to notice how you are in this moment. Our work here today is at an end, and our work has just begun. The work of holding one another and in this community in love. The work of trusting that we are on the right path. The work of believing that what connects us is stronger than what separates us. The work of engaging in that which makes us whole. The work of deeper understanding and commitment. The work of letting go of that which does not serve us. The work of radical inclusion. The work of collective liberation. The work of this beloved community, a beloved community of which we are all part. A place where we are welcomed, respected, valued, and cherished. A place where we belong. Go in peace and blessed be.